The British High Commission in Nigeria says Britain remains committed to improving relations with Nigeria, especially in the fight against insurgency. The British Deputy High Commissioner, Harriet Thompson, said this during a 5-a-side football tournament organized by the British Embassy in Abuja to support today's friendly game between England and Nigeria. Our correspondent, Terry Kumi, reports that the Commission also embarked on an outreach program for children with special needs.
This bus is filled with former Super Eagles players and staff of the British High Commission in Nigeria. They are on a mission to put smiles on the faces of these children with special needs. This is the government secondary school Kuje, where children who have hearing impairment are taught under the same conditions as other children. And they too have dreams of possibly becoming professional footballers. Free jerseys are distributed and the students get the chance to play with their idols. The former internationals are excited by the experience.
I saw something different today, and it's humbling because this is the first time I'm experiencing something like this. And I'm glad I'm part of it.
They also want to partake in sport, not just football alone, sport in general. So I think there should be an avenue for them.
It is the second day of the outreach and the repeat of day one. Only this time, it is at an orphanage. Then the tournament proper begins, with teams drawn from the Nigerian Army, British Army, American Army, diplomats, and some ex-Super Eagles and Falcons players. The Deputy High Commissioner explains the reason behind the tournament and the outreach.
We're very excited about England playing Nigeria and we're taking advantage of that to use the inclusivity of football to draw attention of how important inclusivity is in all other walks of life.
She also highlights a key area of collaboration between Nigeria and Britain.
The British government is putting a huge amount of support into the northeast of Nigeria. A large proportion of that is from humanitarian relief. We estimate that there are still over 7 million people in urgent need of food assistance. So we are putting £1 million a year into humanitarian assistance. That's £300 million over the coming years. So it's a huge amount of money going into that. But we're also supporting the Nigerian military through training, through counter-IED training particularly, and equipment. We're also working with the police force in the northeast.
With partnerships such as provided by countries like the UK, Nigeria could use all the help it can get to not only win the fight against insurgency, but also resettle persons displaced as a result. Terry Ikumi, Channels Television News.
And talking about that friendly game between Nigeria and England, Kayode will be telling us more about it on Sports News.
Thank you, Melinda. Welcome to Sports News. Nigeria's Super Eagles paid dearly for their sloppy first-half performance after losing 2-1 to England in an international friendly played at Wembley. Gareth Southgate's side controlled the first half after Gary Cahill gave them an early lead with a powerful header before Spurs forward Harry Kane doubled their advantage. The three-time African champions improved after the break, with Arsenal's Alex Iwobi scoring, but that was not enough as England held on to win the game. Nigeria's next friendly will be against Czech Republic in Austria on Wednesday, June the 6th. While Brazil made final preparations ahead of their pre-World Cup friendly against Croatia at Anfield, with Neymar expected to make his comeback in the game as a substitute. The five-time champions will also play Austria in Vienna on June the 10th before heading to Russia, where they will face Switzerland, Costa Rica and Serbia in the group phase. The highly fancied side cannot wait to try and erase the memories of the 7-1 semi-final defeats to Germany at the last World Cup in 2014 on home territory. In tennis, Rafael Nadal has continued his bid for 11th French Open title with a straight-set win over childhood friend Richard Gasquet in round 3. The 16-time Grand Slam champion eased to a 6-3, 6-2 and 6-2 victory for his 16th straight win over Gasquet. Nadal, who lost only 2 points in the first 5 games, will next play Germany's world number 70th, Maximilian Matera, for a place in the quarter-final. That's all on sports news. Many thanks for watching. Melinda is back in just a moment.
Incumbent President of Egypt, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, has been sworn in for a second term in office after the March election in which all serious opponents stepped down. The ceremony took place in the parliament. The 63-year-old former intelligence chief and defense minister has pledged to create a common space for all Egyptians, but has read the riot act to those who choose the path of violence and terror. President al-Sisi won 97% of the vote cast on a turnout of just 41%. The retired field marshal led the military's overthrow of Egypt's first democratically elected president, Mohamed Morsi, in 2013, following protests against his rule. And the main news again. The All Progressives Congress in Ekiti State today called for a thorough investigation into the shooting of a former lawmaker, Opeyemi Bamidele, and another party supporter in Ado-Ekiti, as state government distances itself from the incident. Also today, at least 12 people were killed following an attack on mourners in Jire local government area of Adamawa State, as 15 others were reported killed by bandits in Zamfara State. And Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi was sworn in for a second term today following an election in which all major opponents stepped down. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Melinda Akinwami.